Hey guys, got another pre-recorded one for you today because for some reason I can't actually log on to Magic right now. So good thing I had this footage because otherwise there wouldn't be an episode. This is just me. I was actually in this match already when I jumped out to press record because my hand was insane. Like, this is one of the craziest hands I've ever seen in my entire life. And I just keep ripping this well. Now I promised myself I wouldn't do any more zombies footage. Oh, but this is literally the only thing I have, like, banked. Like, I don't have any other footage. So hopefully whatever's wrong with my account or whatever is going on gets straightened out, like, now. Because this is really... It's kind of creepy. It's kind of scary. I don't like it. So we're playing against blue. We've got Lord of the Unreal. Like, I'm super happy to see this guy because I have Mutilate in my hand. So I went over to highlight that. Thank you very much, Past Josh. But yeah, I don't want to play this deck too much anymore because... I mean, there's just a lot of complaints and stuff that it's super overpowered, which I can completely understand. I hear that. There are decks that take it down, and there are really bad builds of this deck, too, that are out there. That's the thing, like, the game does have a way of balancing itself out. I did have a discussion down in the comments with one of you that I was hoping that the promo cards would kind of alleviate some of that, and it really didn't, unfortunately. But there's still ways around that. There's still players that just play this deck because they think it's good, even though they don't really know what they're doing with it. This deck does have systems and stuff, and it's actually pretty complicated to play successfully and win all of the time. Even the worst player is going to luck into a win here or there. But this is actually a pretty complicated deck. We're about to bash in, I believe, no, for... Oh, okay, I see what I'm doing here. I'm going for the double kill because I can kill the 2-2. That becomes a 3-3. I block it with my 3-2, do the 2 damage anyway. So I believe that's what I'm looking for right here. That's why I'm hovering on Doomblade. It's been forever since I played this match. I don't even actually remember what it was. But I know what spurred me on to record it was the fact that I had such an amazing hand. So this guy's really complacent because he believes that there's not really anything I can do since he's done that. But if he doesn't have the cancel here, and I don't even really mind that that happens. I didn't mind it at the time. I certainly don't mind it now because my guy is going to come back just able to block that thing. I didn't take any damage. It would have been a super sick play. And in actuality, he goes from 14 to 12. So I'm pretty happy with that. I like that draw. It's not like crazy. The fact that I still have Mutilate in my hand is amazing. Now at this point, I really want to press my advantage and swing in there. Because that's going to take him to Tuesday because he's only got one more hit left, so that's 2 times before he's dead. As a direct swipe from WMG. A lot of the terminology that my playgroup uses, like in real-life Magic, is revolves around stuff that they said or have said. But yeah, this deck is crazy. I really don't want to play it anymore because you guys, I mean, I'm going to play it recreationally. This is the only deck that I'm going to play on my personal account. So if you see me and I'm not recording, I'm going to be running zombies. It's my favorite deck. I said it would be my favorite before the decks even came out. I said it would be my favorite when, you know, 2000, I said black would be my favorite when the very first game came out. So it's just my favorite color. I was always going to be really into it. This guy thought he was too good. Like, you could see from the beginning, he mulled down, I think, a lot until he got this Lord of the Unreal combination that makes him so happy in the pants, apparently. But that's not the way to run this deck, this blue deck. This blue pile can't just be just Lord of the Unreal. It can't just be the Lord of the Unreal pile. I'm fine with that because he's going to take 2 damage anyway. And at this point, I can just kill him... if he hadn't blocked that, I could have just played Geralf's and then mutilated on the next turn and killed him. But right now, I get to just recast Gravecrawler and then got the next one in my hand. So we're doing okay still. I mean, I'm still not even worried about this. 1 mana showing. I mean, that's not really for any reason. I just have the capacity in my hand. Yeah, exactly. The Mutilate, Reanimate. I mean, there's really nothing he can do. I've got several different ways. I wanted to check to make sure I was recording because this does get kind of insane. There's not really much that he can do to stop me from winning here. Because even if he cancels the Mutilate, I've got my ways. So He taps down 1 mana, but that deck obviously has other ways to cancel. So I'm not really snuggly after that. My attacks here obviously are very, very favorable. He really doesn't have any good blocks at all. And what I wanted to show, Sign in Blood, I can Sign in Blood him, I can Mutilate. Like, every card in my hand is basically a kill spell. So what's going to happen is if he blocks the 3/2, if for any reason the 3/2 dies, it'll come back. I can Mutilate, kill the 3/2. I mean, there's just so many different ways. I mean, it's the Sign in Blood is really the bread and butter here of this win. I don't know what I was saying with that Mutilate thing from earlier. I also don't know why it's running so jankily. I hope that's not showing up. It could be just because I'm adding voice right now. But I think this was back. I don't know what's wrong with this game because it was running like crap for me. And then, like, he can't live here. There's nothing he can do that lets him live because he has... Like, if he doesn't block, he dies. If he blocks, he dies. There's nothing he can do. He doesn't know that per se, that I have the Sign in Blood, but yeah, he's dancing around. He has to block something, though, with something. I don't know what I was talking about the Mutilate, though. Yeah. So that's going to go ahead and take care of game 1 in this match. I love that avatar, though. That's the one you get for having over 100 life, I believe. It's pretty sweet. I like that a lot. That was a pretty quick win with this deck, right under the 630 mark. So we get right back in with a Deadly Carrot. Starter back on up. Makhidchari or something. That's a cool name. This hand's okay, but it's a little slow. I like this one a little bit better. It's got a Grave Pact in it, so I'm pretty happy with that. Grave Pact is exceptionally good against this blue deck if you're able to get it down and kind of get it going. There's not too much the blue deck can do. I mean, it has a lot of the hexproof and everything, but this deck has that sack effect that's going to stop the hexproof or shroud from being a factor in any way, shape, or form. So this one doesn't take too long. We just kind of start dropping zombies, and they get too big and ridiculous for him to handle relatively quickly. The thing about Reanimate that's really great in this matchup is that even if they cancel it, you have that Reanimate. It does cost you a little bit of life, but it's just kind of nice to have that option. Now, I do get a little scared here because he drops the 3/4 and I don't have any answers for it, and I'm not getting any answers. So that mana right there really freaks me out. Now, the thing that I know, absolutely know right now, since I have so much mana, is that I have to be super hyper aggressive. Because I have to put him in a position where he has to start blocking once I lay Grave Pact. Okay, so I attack there. It might seem kind of silly or dumb to you guys, but I need that extra damage out on the field for when I drop War Chief, okay? And that's one of the things I was talking about. Some players might not respect that because they have the Grave Pact in hand. They might want to try and wait to kill that 1/1 and get rid of one of their creatures, blah, blah, blah. It comes back. And that's the thing. I mean, it is a very nuanced deck. It's very powerful, but it's very nuanced as well. So I know this is going to be a bash fest. And drawing that has just cemented my ability to win. I'm really scared of the cancel here, but it doesn't go off. I wasn't as scared of it because I did have the second one in hand. The unsummon isn't really a problem. I'm a little worried about that, but he is going to take the 2 here. And like I was saying earlier, this is going to be a race to just make sure I can do enough damage that once I drop Grave Pact, he has no choice but to do those unfavorable blocks where he kills some of my creatures, I kill some of his, Grave Pact goes off and just wipes the board of whatever else he has. Now, I am really lucky that I haven't seen like a Lord of the Unreal yet or something like that, because 14 life is a good enough cushion for me. Corrupt's an amazing draw right there. But the 14 life is a good enough cushion for me that I can really start getting around some of the problems that he's going to have for me. He's doing pretty well, you know, getting in there, stopping my stuff, doing what blue does. But I have a really overwhelming hand at this point. The second War Chief is really the final nail in the coffin. That's why I also love the way I have this built with the mana the way it is. I like the way it curves out, and I like the way the mana base is for sure. So we're going through here. Deadly Carrot's going to attack me again. I'm still kind of worried, but I have the Corrupt, so if he ever taps down, I know that I can get that quick life gain buffer and just try and work it out that way. Now, I know he's super upset to see that because that's not the kind of thing that you see coming. He does have a lot, yes, but this is a terrible misplay on his part, by the way, because I still get those +2/+1 bonuses. I'm still a 3/3, so that really didn't do anything for him at all. But yeah, that was unfortunate. That was probably the only misplay that this guy had. I don't know when I would have used that. I don't actually run that card in my blue build. I don't know when I would have used it if I was him to try and get around that problem that he had there with my big dudes coming in. Lost all abilities, actually. I believe, does it say loses all abilities, or am I thinking of like Frog or something like that? If it says loses all abilities, then he could have done it to my 3/2 and taken me out that way. I'm showing the fact that he just tapped down. That means Corrupt is up and on lock. So there's really nothing he can do here either. He's going to attack in. He's got his Lords of the Unreal that he's such a fan of. The 5/6, not going to be enough. I'm at 6. I know that I've won it at this point. Reanimate's just icing on the cake. There's not really much I can do to screw this up. The fact that he tapped down makes me super, super happy. We're going to bash in for 8 here. We have to see how he blocks, and I believe he just doesn't block at all, which is terrible for him, because he wants to keep those Lords of the Unreal. Maybe he has the clone or something. Oh, he does throw down a block. No, I don't think he does. Yeah. Maybe he has the clone and he thinks he can just kill me in the air. I don't know why. I mean, I have Doomblades and stuff, but I do get to just take him out here behind the woodshed, and that is how that match went. I'm really sorry, guys. I wanted new fresh footage for you, but I just couldn't get it. I'll try and log on to my account again tomorrow and see what's going on. Thanks a lot for watching. I will see you next time.